like, have you ever driven anywhere and then you realize, how did I get to this point? Has that happened to anybody? Yes, okay. Have you ever been in a rush to maybe get out of the house and you know you had to bring something and you might have even left it out, but you sail right past it because you can't wait to get out of the house and get your stuff done? That is autopilot. So years ago, when my youngest was 8 weeks old to the day, and I remember this because I don't have that good of a memory, but the YMCA will accept a child in their child care area, but they have to be at least 8 weeks old. So on the day he turned 8 weeks, I brought him. Now, it wasn't that I was so excited to go work out, because I wasn't. I just had a baby, I mean, come on. But the YMCA, as you go work out, they will watch your child. You just have to remain on premises. So you could sit on a treadmill and read a book, and they will watch your child. You could sit in the lobby, and they will watch your child. So I bring all 3 of my children to the YMCA. I check them in. I'm so proud that I got to the YMCA with 3 kids and an 8-week-old, nonetheless. And my daughter, who's 5 at the time, waits until we're in the middle of the lobby because that is the most populated area of the YMCA. And as we're running, because I don't know where my kid is, she says, "Mom, how could you leave your child? You're a mother." She's 5 years old, and verbatim, she said that. So I say, I mean, what do you say at that point? Like, no, don't worry about her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I said, I am a mother, and we are not perfect. Now never tell your brother this again. Never. You know what? Something's not right. I keep concentrating so much on what I need to get done, I'm losing focus, and I'm losing perspective. And sometimes I think that's not always our fault. My husband loves to hear that. Really? Why'd you leave Luke this time? But when I was getting my master's degree 12 years ago, I did a master's thesis. I did some research on the superwoman phenomenon. Have any of you heard of that? It's basically, to really keep it really short, it's basically the myth that society tells us that women should be able to do it all. And it is a lie, but it's all over us. It's in mass media everywhere. It's in our society, and worse, I believe, as the years go on. That we should be able to balance work and family and the house and all the errands you have to accomplish and do it with a smile on your face, that it should be fine. And, you know, looking your best at all times and having a great workout regimen and all these things. And you should be able to balance that, right? And if you can't, there's something wrong with you. But that is a lie. So the messages that we're getting while I was doing my thesis, and this was 12 years ago, I surveyed and analyzed women's magazines and all different kinds. Working Women, Better Homes and Gardens, Red Book, I think In Style was one of them. And I looked and compiled all these articles and then analyzed what's the message that these magazines are sending to women. And the whole crux of the thesis of my research was, women should be able to do it all as long as they are organized. Back then, I didn't even have a husband or kids, and I knew that wasn't right. And then, here's why it's so dangerous. Norman Vincent Peale was a Christian author and speaker, and he said something that's changed my life. And that is, what the mind is bombarded with, the mind will accept. That tells us we should be able to do it all, and we're being bombarded with that message every day. What does that say about how we're accepting that message? If we continue on autopilot. If we're not thinking about it, that's what our mind is being bombarded with. So then we feel terrible or more stressed or more anxious if we can't get all this stuff done. The answer is we have to choose what we bombard our minds with. So this helped crystallize. I had a family friend. I was at a point in my mothering where I was a little stressed out. And I was overwhelmed by just the pressure of all these children I have to take care of and the responsibilities, and it wasn't fun, which we know that now, but I was learning. There are fun moments, but you know, when you're feeling this pressure of all these things I have to do and I'm responsible for, and I should be able to do it all, and what's wrong with me if I feel like I can't do it all, and why does she have to do it all? Well, she gets to do it all, and she's smiling, and why does she get to work out and I can't? So all these messages are coming at us. So I was crabby. I was crabby and I was complaining, and I was talking to a family friend who happens to be a Christian, and I was just overwhelmed. And I was telling him about I'm short with the kids, I'm short with my husband, I just don't have peace. I don't feel it in my heart, I don't feel it in my soul. I know I should, clearly, but I don't. I mean, even the littlest things set me off. Like, still, this is a pet peeve of mine, but now I know how to better handle it. Like my husband, who will open the dishwasher, look at a dish, and yell for me while I'm upstairs on a different floor, Meg, are these dishes clean or dirty? You are an educated man, and you are looking at the dish. So if you can't figure that out, I don't know what to tell you. So that is not a nice way to talk to your husband, and I was at that point. Now I realize some days it's just easier to say, I believe they're clean, but you might want to double check. So I was at this point, and this family friend, after he listens to me complain and just vent, he says, you just want peace, don't you?